we are looking at balance of power. That balance of power is an interesting topic. In fact, there is no fixed definition for what balance of. It is problematic defining it actually. But then you should be able to understand what that thing called balance of power is through explanation rather than to define. Most times definition does not give you what you need. It just gives you the general idea of what that thing is. To really understand that, you need the explanation. So it's like saying if you have headache, take paracetamol. Definition. The question is, how does it now target the headache here and it did not go to the leg or to the hand? That requires explanation. There are two different things entirely. Headache, paracetamol, take it. It goes into the stomach. Now the question is, how does it now come back up to know where you are having that thing? Or if it is leg ache, how will that thing now get to the stomach and now know to go to the right leg and not to the left leg? That is explanation. Any day, explanation trumps divination. But divination actually tries to provide the guide so that you know what you explain as it is. So we said balance of 100 level. Gradually, 200 level is still well done, sir. 300 level, well done, sir. 400 level, I got pass. 400 level, just graduation, self block, delete. You don't even want to see that. Yeah, that is law of diminishing return. That does not exist. Before you feel you have power, that power attaches itself to something. That is why you think you have power. Think now, what power does lecturers? Listen, the moment you get your degree, that certificate now, the power I have over you disappears. It is said the borrower is servant to the lender. And the power now to borrow, once you want to borrow, you have to be servile, you have to be gentle, you have to be polite to borrow. Even if the person interviewing you is older than you, everything you say during the interview is sir, sir, sir. Remember, not because you fear him physically, but because you need something. So that thing is the power that is attached to find it. I said that stuff does not exist. It only exists when it attaches itself to something. Can I continue? Lasso has power over you now because of what you want from Lasso. Iloni does not have that power over you. Kogi State University does not have that power over because you don't want anything from them. Power has three sources. Now, you have the natural source, you have the psychological source, then finally, you have the third one, synthetic source. Yes, those are the three sources of power. So you have the natural and unnatural, if you want to put it that way. Then you have the seen and the unseen. When you have power, you must have the two, both the seen and the unseen. So what is lacking in Nigeria the most is the socio-psychological aspect of power. Biden now, he excused himself. He willingly let go of that presidency. You excused himself. Now the man just said, I am no longer going to contest. Contrary to what you were thinking, power is not just about it. Power is also the ability to be able to let go. That is more power, to let go. Say no. Gramsci, he said, ability to be able to resist change. All your friends are smokers, and yet you don't smoke. Ability to be able to resist buffet. All these high-end parties that they invite you to. That one where you serve yourself, that you see all the food you've never even seen in your existence before. It takes a lot of power and restraint for you not to sample everything. It takes a lot of power and restraint for you to only take what you can eat, not just to pick everything. Then you can now only eat more and you waste the remaining. It takes a lot of restraint. That is power. Ability to be able to resist change. Say, ability to be able to bring about change is what we think of power. But then I now said to resist change. So it's when you have the two that you have power. I believe for America not to be able to drop a nuclear bomb on North Korea, despite the provocation. That's power. They said Israel has a nuclear bomb, remember, to resist the temptation of dropping that thing on the Palestinians. That is power. But then, when they drop it again, remember, that is also your new car. They hit it. Or car that you've won this and they hit that thing. Your 2024 Lamborghini, that thing just hit it and you hear this crash. I just came down, I just smiled. I said, okay, you can go. Just time to, that is power. And you have the one that you cannot see. Sorry, can you eat cockroach? You can't eat cockroach. That means you don't have the second source of power. Socio-psychological. Will. Yeah, that is what is killing Nigeria. Will. That man tried to have will, and we are blaming him for it. What's his name? Tinubu now. He removed subsidy that Jonathan could not remove, that Buhari could not. That stuff was not easy. He removed it. Despite the fact that he knew we were actually going to suffer. But he removed it. Yeah, but that is will. Come. There's one guy in the Bible that had unbelievable will. I asked the undergraduate student that question. I don't know if you can. That guy called Abraham, waited for years to have a child, and God said, go and kill him. And this guy was now taking the child to go and slaughter him. In fact, he was ready to. That is will. If he had killed that guy, that would have been the end of his generation forever. But he didn't think of, he suffered and suffered and suffered and before they could even get that, I think, was it not above 80 that before the wife was able to give birth to that single child? But then God now said, go and kill. And he carried to go and kill. In fact, he even carried the wood that we used to roast. But that is will. That is the unseen aspect of power. That is what is lacking in Nigeria. We have the natural, we have aspect of the synthetic, but that one, that will. Say, I'm not trying to make this. That is why people are japping. Yes, it takes a lot of strength for it. We will build this country together. Say, no matter, it's not sin. It has to be from within. Courage. Courage is not measurable. People that wrote JAMB 6 times, ask them, it's not easy. People that have written JAMB 10 times, that they are still, it's not easy. That is the will, the one you cannot see. China, under Mao, suffered. Those guys have will. China, under America sanctioned that country for more than 12 years, solid. But they resisted, they kept on pushing with their poverty. They said, no, sir. Everybody, they keyed into that thing. That is will. So will is strength, will is power, but it's not measurable. The day I knew Nigeria will have make it is when they throw the border open and people said they are not interested in traveling. When government will provide plane and say go, they say no, we are not interested in travel. Now they have that kind of spirit in Israel. You've never heard of Israelis emigrating, leaving their country, they are Japan. No. They rather carry the gun and go around their cities every day. That's why they say when you go to Jerusalem as a pilgrim now, the person serving you coffee is going around with AK-47. The university graduates always carrying a pistol, always guided, anytime ready. War day, we go, we shoot, then we come back. Come on NYSC, go to Kaduna, you start complaining. The 3 weeks is problem. Go to Akwa Ibom, is there, they don't have water, they don't have light, it's a mosquito, it's this. So will, that thing you call will, the unseen element of power develops state. So you can't have one or have two, you must have the three before you can be called a state, a solid state. It is for perpetuity. Now, balance of power by the name simply means the process of regulating power within the international political system. It's a process of regulating power. Now, why would you want to regulate power within the international political system? To prevent war, to promote stability. Even by the word balance. Balance is something to be in harmony. To be in harmony. I said it's a way of promoting stability within the international to guarantee peace. Two people are fighting. You separate them. Or you want to fight, you are three. You want to fight, you just joined one person. Technically, there's imbalance. The other person wouldn't want to fight. A balancer, I said, is a job to maintain peace, to ensure that not one state is too powerful within the international political system, to ensure that no one group is too powerful within the international political system. The ultimate objective is to maintain the status quo, or to maintain peace, or to maintain stability. I'll repeat it again. It's a concept that has been used to regulate power relationship within the international political system. So that is one. There is also a process. Process is continuous. That means as you are talking, that stuff is still going on. It's also a process of maintaining peace and stability within the international political system, to create peace, to maintain stability, to ensure the status quo. Don't shake the table. The world is okay as it is. When you try to become too powerful, we come in, we maintain the balance. When there is imbalance, according to the theory of war, you get war. So for there to be peace now, you have to get what you call a symmetry, a balance. There will be peace. Again, a process is a continuous process. So that means there is one God somewhere, there's always checking. When you want to become too powerful, you just take the side of those that are less privileged, then they check you. As I said, it's a process. What is a process for? Is a mechanism for maintaining peace and stability. So the stuff is a tool. The realism will come in. No, you are only interested in maintaining the peace so that other states will not be more powerful than you are. How do they say that thing? You get this idea. When NEPA takes light, the first thing you do is you open your window to check if your neighbor have light. Once your neighbors don't have light, you are at peace. You are all equal. There is a balance. And you have to check that we are all in the same situation. There is a peace that comes on your body. But then once your neighbor they have light and you don't have light, your prayer will not be for them to bring the light. Your prayer will be for them to take their light too. You should all enjoy the dark. So I said it's a process, promote peace, ensure stability. 3, importantly, which is what you call the selfish one now, it maintains the status quo the way it has been. We are all on the same level. Not that you now want to come out and become something. No, we are all on the same level. Now, when you try to change the status quo, you get war. There is no way you want to change the status quo without stepping on toes of others. And that's why they call that stuff balance of power. Can I continue? That say there are examples historically of great balancers now. Britain had always played that role. Britain had always played that role. There's what they call concert of Europe. That's it. Britain had always played that role, playing one powers against the other so that they would not actually challenge its hegemony. That's British hegemony. Then no European state will be too powerful. They did that thing against France. When France was started its own madness, they did that thing again against Germany. When Germany started its own but by the end of the Second World War, America took up the mantle of the great balancer. Remember, let me tell you the selfish aspect. This is reality. They are not doing it just for the sake of world peace. They are doing it for the sake of their own survival. They are not just doing it for the sake of world peace. They are because when the world is peaceful, and they've always had the advantage, it is to the advantage for that change not to come about. When the world is peaceful, when the world is peaceful, and you're always at the top of the table, that is what we call status quo. You want to maintain the world that way. So you are the balancer to keep enjoying the privileges. So when anybody wants to come to upturn the apple cart, to change that thing, you quickly step in. The balancer now, you don't want your privileges taken away. You step in, then you, as a process, it's also a mechanism. Then I now said that Britain had actually been playing that role, which you can easily relate to. Then now, or rather, America too had been playing the role, but presently we have different kind of balancers within the international political system. I'm sure you've heard of that thing they call unipolar, then bipolar, then multipolar, then tripolar. It's important to call concept of balance of power. Polarity creates the balance. Now, polarity provides balance. Polarity is the power differentiation, the power equation. It is what provides the balance. It checks states. That is what they used to check themselves. That was why they were against unipolarity at the beginning. That how can one state? They know you check that state. If it is unipolarity, there is no balance. So the state can do whatever it feels like doing. Always think of it that way. You have unipolar, just one. That one is the balancer. We had that situation at the end of the Second World War. Then when America actually had the nuclear bomb, was the balancer. Whatever it says goes. Are you getting it now? But other states were not happy. It's the same thing they're not using to fight Dangote. Dangote said they should stop importation. And they now said he wants to become a monopoly. That they should still allow Nigeria to import. I don't know why we can be this devilish in this country. Somebody invested billions of dollars in something. You're not saying it's a monopoly. When he was doing it, you didn't know it was a monopoly. Somebody said you should be self-reliant. He built something for you to be. You're not saying no. If he's the only one, it will. That you prefer for foreigners to still come and give us crude up petroleum. This man had to go to US, Brazil, Angola to be buying crude oil that we have in Niger Delta. I don't know how humankind will think, but that is reality. Yes. Then his fellow brother, a northerner, now said his oil is not pure. Nigerian, not the devil, not the white. A Nigerian actually opened his mouth and said, no, his fuel is of inferior quality. Japan could not produce pencil in 1945, after 1945-46. When their students go to America, they use Japanese pencil that breaks, that was inferior to the American pencil. So they now ask the Japan, why can't you just leave this and pick this cheaper one from us? They said, no, by using our own, we'll help our industry to grow and we'll keep learning from our mistake. Rather, if you abandon that in that industry, pencil industry will die. The Japanese are one of the best pencils in the world now. At least they use that thing to draw their manga. I don't know if you watch it. They have specialized pencil. And they said if they had left that thing, their own infant industry, pencil industry, would die. Then the economy will collapse. Because since it's inferior, foreigners will not buy, but they need people to buy, to patronize for them to. Now you said fuel is inferior. So balancer, unipolar, one. Of course now, others who want that situation, you are too powerful. You are ruling others' destiny. Then, 1949, Russia got the nuclear bomb. You have bipolar. Then you now have the Cold War. Two. When you say bipolar, others will now be behind. Everybody will now range behind. That's why that thing is bipolar. That is, other states will come into an alliance with the two most powerful states. So that's why you have that thing, East-West blocks. East-West block. East-West block. Capitalism, communism block. Capitalism, communism block. That's bipolar. So we've experienced it within the international political system. I ask you before I proceed, what are we in now presently? Unipolar, bipolar, tripolar, multipolar? Or let me change it again. Which is the safest? Which is the best? Unipolar, bipolar, within the system. Then after tripolarity, then I say you have a multipolarity. That is where you have different nodes of power. Nodes of power. Your mistake was just thinking of states. There are also associations and organizations. BRICS. Organization can only also create polarity. That is what they were trying to use BRICS to become, to break America's hegemony in the world order. And they are trying to create what they call a new world order. I can remember the fanfare, how they were announcing it. People were jostling. At the point we got angry in Nigeria. They invited Nigeria. They didn't invite Nigeria. Nigeria put letter. Nigeria did not put letter. For the first time, if you think about it now, we are angry that an association that America did not belong to did not invite us to be a member. That is the polarity mechanism to maintain the balance within the international political system. Just two mechanisms. Now, the first one is called alliance. You can easily understand that. Alliance. Triple Entente, Triple Alliance, First World War. That was how it was fought. Or US Central Powers. Triple Entente, Triple Alliance. That was how they fought the first alliance. When a state is becoming too powerful to challenge the international political system, you form an alliance with others that all of you will come together to counter the power of that state. That's how you maintain the balance. A good example is the blocs during the Cold War. Russia, America, then countries behind them, one after the other. So you form alliance to pass exams. Now you can form that alliance. Question number 1, question number 2, question number 3. So alliance guarantees stability within the international political system using balance of power. So that's why you heard that thing, Concert of Europe. It's alliance now. Concert of Europe. Sorry, I've forgotten. How was Hitler defeated? Hitler now? Yeah, exactly. Alliance. Russia, America, Britain. Yeah, they came. Alliance is a good example. Like I said, you have enough examples within the international political system. See, so this is a funny one. We use alliance to chase Yahya Jammeh out of Gambia. I don't know if you remember that little story. Yes. We use ECOMOG alliance to chase a sitting president out of his country. That's alliance to maintain the balance within that region. So states do that a lot to check themselves. They use alliance to defeat France during the Napoleonic Wars, Napoleonic era, if you remember. Second one is what they call bandwagoning. Say, a child holding on to the skirt of the mom, to the wrapper. Bandwagoning. That is, the smaller states will attach themselves to the stronger state. The smaller states will attach themselves to the bigger state. Why has China not been able to destroy Taiwan till today? Why has China not been able to not alliance? Bandwagon. Alliance is when you are equal. There are two different things. Bandwagon is you are holding on to the skirt of your mom. Does not mean that means you didn't want to fall as a child. You see, Taiwan has been holding on to this hem of America. Bandwagon to stick like chewing gum. Taiwan has attached itself forever to America. If not for America, China would have taken over Taiwan a long time ago. Yeah. South Korea, yes. South Korea and America, yes. That's bandwagoning. And that has been maintaining peace in that region. That's why North Korea has not been able to take over South Korea. And that's why South Korea, they don't have nuclear weapons. They can breathe. I mean, your neighbor is very powerful. And yet they cannot invade you. Because they know you have a bigger brother somewhere that's protecting your interest. That is bandwagoning. Alliance is when powers equal now, they form to check. So alliance or bandwagoning. Those are the two mechanisms within balance of power that promotes peace or stability within the international